Drinking buddies, today we're going to be playing this or that. I will do a few rapid fire reviews and I'll tell you which one you should buy and save you some money.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So I'm about halfway through this bottle of the soft red wheat bottled and bond Ben Holiday. It's not my favorite bottle, but maybe I haven't gone to it in a while, so maybe that's changed. And I've never had the standard Ben Holiday bottled and bond. So which should you buy? There's more nose on this one. They both have a little bit of a grain thing. They both have a lot of caramel, and they both have cinnamon. This one has a little bit of a black tea thing, and this one has a little bit of a like meadow, like a damp meadow, like it's rained recently. I am a fan of the bottled and bond as a category, and these are both bottled and bond whiskeys. That one does this one does have a little bit of a peanut thing. There's a little bit of an astringent thing here that I don't love. Decent whiskey. Good finish, long finish. This one's also peanutty, caramel, brown sugar, apple. Yeah, like a caramel apple. Yeah, so this one's better. The standard Ben Holiday bottled and bond is the victor. This one just doesn't hit for me as well. There's a little bit of an astringent flavor on here that I just don't love. It's a good whiskey. Don't get me wrong. Not knocking the makers of this whiskey. If it's your favorite whiskey, good for you. It's just not for me. Let's go to the next one. All right, I'm a little nervous for this one because I love both of these brands, but we have Still Austin Cask Strength Rye, and we have Driftless Glen, the rye whiskey cask strength single barrel. So this guy is coming in at 116 proof, and the Driftless Glen is coming in at 124 proof. They did send me this one for free, so, you know, caveat there, this is a review bottle, but I did pay for this one, and it's blind, so I can't really let the fact that the company sent it to me get in the way because I'm doing it blind. This whiskey is very dark, so I thought I'd be able to tell the difference, but they are virtually identical in color, and this guy's pretty dark too, so don't know which is which. Which should you buy? Oh man. I mean, if we're just going off nose, this guy all day. So this, pretty tame on nose. It's like leather. There's a little bit of herbs here. A little bit of spices. A little bit of like a... It's a little bit of a rickhouse thing here, like damp wood. Whereas this is an herb bomb. This is a spice bomb. This is like, I'm being punched in the nose here. This is wild. This is just like, this is a much better nose. Let's see if the palates line up that way. Ooh. Oh. I'm weak at the knees. Okay, so that is sweet tea, that is maple syrup, that is caramel, that is herbs, spices. That almost tastes port finish. There's like a wine thing coming in here. I know neither of these are finished. It just tastes like that could be. If I had this in a blind, I might guess port finished rye. Wonderful mouthfeel, wonderful palate, wonderful finish. That is a really excellent rye, and I feel like the nose didn't lead me in that direction. I thought I was going to be disappointed. So we are in the category of two just excellent whiskeys here. I think that the nose is better here, and they're kind of even on palate, but the finish is better here. So they're like dead even. The overall experience, I think, this is really hard because these are two excellent whiskeys, but I think this is the Still Austin. And when I did the initial review of this, I recommended this as a bourbon drinker's rye. And when I'm drinking it next to a bourbon drinker's rye, this is a rye's rye. This is such a rye. This is a rye in a glass that if you don't like rye, you will not like this rye. Whereas this is something that could be approachable for somebody who doesn't necessarily love rye. So for that reason, I think it's this one. This glass is taking the nod. Yep. Driftless Glen, this is a home run bottle. This is, wow. Wow. I think we'll have to do one more. All right, drinking buddies. So this is kind of a wild one. We have the Blackened X Henderson. This is the master distiller from Angel's Envy, working with the Blackened folks, which are the Metallica guys and somebody else. Anyway, 116.2 proof white port finished bourbon. Garrison Brothers Guadalupe. This is Texas straight bourbon finished in white in ruby port casks. Now, should have grabbed the black lens for this, so I will freely admit that I mixed them up, but you can totally tell that this is the red ruby port. So apologize, I should have grabbed the black lens, but it's too late. So you know what? I'm gonna go grab the black lens. The black lens are dirty, so I guess we know what we're drinking. Sorry. You know, there's an Angel's Envy thing that almost always gives me Sharpie marker note. Just wonder if it's those port casks combined with whatever bourbon they source from. But other than that, it's just classic notes all around. It's bourbon, vanilla, it's brown sugar. There's a little bit of a grape thing here that's coming off that wine, but for the most part, it just smells like a bourbon. You know, I'm normally not a big neck pour believer. I do know that bottles can open up, but I usually think it takes more time than a couple of weeks. And I do think that, you know, the air in the distillery is probably just as, you know, useful as the air in your house. And opening the bottle at your house probably isn't making as much difference as, you know, years in the rick house. Sorry, I'm on a neck pour tangent. Anyway, this is opened up nice. There's a little bit of difference on this guy than there was the first time I tried it, because this is sipping pretty nice. And this was not a very popular bottle, so I've seen it on clearance at many places. So you might be able to buy it cheap, which is nice. But yeah, this is a brown sugar bomb. There's a little bit of a wine thing here, but for the most part, it just tastes like a bourbon with a little bit of a sharpness on it, and that sharpness is gonna, to me, it's Sharpies. Sorry, dry erase markers, if you will, some sort of marker that is being opened right next to my nose while I'm sipping on this. Now that is about as funky as a nose can get. I could give this to a Jamaican pot still rum drinker and they'd be like, that's too funky for me. It is funky, man. It is burnt grains. Burnt young grains, man. A little bit of a coffee thing. Like fresh roasted coffee. Cinnamon. It does drink so nice, though. It drinks so nice. It is strawberry rhubarb pie. It is strawberry jam. It is all the strawberries. It is honey for days. Like it just kind of coats your mouth in this thing that when all the other flavors are starting to dissipate, the honey is still there. It's like you ate honey and then you sipped something else because the honey is still there. The honey is just still soaking around in your entire mouth. It's a really great whiskey. Don't know if it's a $150 great whiskey, but it is a great whiskey. It absolutely smashes this, but this is much cheaper, so you got to take that into account. Man, there's maple in here too. The more I sip on this Ladybird, I feel like I have to go find me a bottle. So, yeah, Ladybird wins. Well, drinking buddies, this was This or That. And we had 3 winners today. Go out and find Ben Holiday Bottled and Bond, but not the soft red wheat. Go out and find the Driftless Glen Rye Single Barrel Strength. Now, caveat here, because the Still Austin was the second best whiskey we drank today. And then in this round, we had the Blackened Wes Henderson. Yeah. Anyway, Wes Henderson versus the Ladybird. The Guadalupe, and the Guadalupe is better. So, cheers, drinking buddies. Thank you so much for watching. Every time you guys like the videos, you make this thing possible. Every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. And yeah, couldn't do this without you. Cheers.
I'm your drinking buddy.